Welcome back to the online learning classes. Chapter number 4, and the chapter name is Nutrition in Living Organisms. Before we start today's topic, let us first recall which we have studied in previous lecture. We studied about autotrophic nutrition. Some organisms can produce their own food and thus nourish themselves. This is called autotrophic nutrition. Now we will see mode of nutrition in plants. Heterotrophic of nutrition. Plants which cannot produce their own food and so these are depend on green plants or other organisms for their food. We'll see in detail heterotrophic modes of nutrition. Parasitic plants, saprophytic plants, symbiotic nutrition, insectivorous plants. Now each and everything we will see in detail. Now we will see symbiotic nutritions. When two or more than two different types of plants lives together to fulfill their needs such as nutrition, protection, support, etc., which each other's help, then it is known as symbiotic nutrition. Some fungi grow around the roots of some other plants. These plants supply nutrients to the fungi, and in turn, fungi supply minerals and water to the plants. Some fungi and algae live together. The fungi provides water, mineral as well as shelter to algae. In return, the algae provide food to the fungi. Let's we see the example of symbiosis between algae and fungi. Lichen is an example of a symbiosis between algae and fungi. Next is heterotrophic plants. Heterotrophic plants that do not contain chlorophyll are heterotrophic. They grow on or in the other plant body for obtaining food. As we seen in this picture, yellow color wire, that is cuscota. That is a parasitic plant. Parasitic plants obtain their food directly from other plants which are known as host plant. Example of parasitic plant is cuscota. Due to the absence of chlorophyll, the cuscota is completely dependent on the host plant. Hence, it is said to be a completely parasitic plant. Now, next is insectivorous plant. Insectivorous plants feed upon insects to obtain nutrients. Such plants are generally in soil or water, that is, deficiency in nitrogen compounds. For example, Dorsera plant, Venus fly plant, etc. The plant body of the Dorsera barmani has a flower-like appearance. It grows close to the ground. Its leaves are attractively pink or red in color, with hairs at the margin. Droplets of a sticky substance found at the tips of the hairs attract insect. The scientist Georgens Burman identified this plant in Sri Lanka in 1737. Hence, the plant is named after him, Drosera burmani. Now we will see saprophytic plants. Saprophytic plants obtain the food from dead and decaying bodies of other organisms. Some fungi spoil the food, some are disease causing, while some have medical properties. Useful fungi: yeast and few mushrooms in fermentations processes and bread making yeast is used. Some mushrooms are used as food because they are rich source of iron and vitamins. Fungi are not plants. They are saprophytic and hence they are placed in separate kingdom.